the Fonz here from Gorilla Grunt. Long time no see. I know it's been at least 3 weeks because that's about the time of the incident. I know you're not aware of the incident because I decided to go out for just a ride. Didn't bother to hook up the GoPros. One time they would have really came in handy, but that figures. I went out for a ride, and I'm on a section of highway. It's about a 60, 65 mile section of highway that I do not understand how it's not famous in motorcycle circles. I mean, it's got major elevation changes. It's got switchbacks. It's got hairpins. It's got serpentine curves. It's got everything. And it goes through several national forests, sections of state parks, all kinds of things. Beautiful scenery, challenging ride. I mean, it's just everything you'd possibly want for a motorcycle ride. Well, I'm driving through a couple of sections there, and I mean, I'm in a part where there's a couple of curves. I don't see how cars even go around them. But I come up to one curve, and it's a pretty sharp curve going to the right. I get about a third of the way in it. I can see, and there's a deer standing in my lane. Now, this section of road, the outside of the curve, which would be my left, it's just basically a wall going straight up. Just 3 feet past the road, it just goes almost vertical. Now, on the inside of the curve to my right, it's just soft. I mean, it goes straight down. If you'd have fall off that, you'd fall for, it looked like 200 feet. I mean, it was. So that deer apparently did not come up or down the side. It must have been just walking down the road, which made it just pure luck. I run into him right there at that curve. But I see him, and I don't want to go out to the left because I can't go see around him to see if a car's coming. So I try to cut inside him where I get a little too sharp, end up high siding. I get thrown off to the left, and it was slow motion. It really was. Time slows down, stuff like that. And I could see that wall coming at me. And all I could think of is, well, if I'm going to take a hit on something, I'm going to try to brace myself. And I hit the dirt there, dirt wall. Basically helmet first. And I can tell you right now, those people that ride without helmets are just fools. I'd hate to think, because I mean, I felt like I said, it was slow motion. I felt that hit, and while it was happening, I was thinking to myself, boy, I'd hate to know what this feels like without that helmet. I hit so hard, I'm actually thinking about replacing my helmet after that, just in case, something happened to it. But anyway, I'm in the ditch kind of face down, and the bike is sliding on its left side. Well, when it gets to the ditch, it stops and just flips completely over and lands on its right side, right on my legs. Bam, just got me pinned down. I managed to turn myself over, but one of my legs is up against muffler engine something that's just blistering hot. If I try to stand up so I can get some leverage, that puts my leg up against it. I have to sit down and hold my leg down to keep it off, basically keep it off from burning. Now, I can't get that leg out. I got my other one out, but I finally realized it's my shoe that is caught on something, some part of the bike. What I managed to do was stick my other foot back here, kind of put, my shoe, like I'm taking my shoe off, and pry that one off. That allowed me to get my leg out from under it. And it's been 3 weeks, and I still have a big old burn spot. I mean, it's healing up, but it's going to be a scar. Now, I'm standing there inside the road, in shock, got to be pale, just kind of taking stock of what's going on. And a guy in a pickup truck just happens to come around the corner, sees me, asked me if I'm all right. Yeah, I'm fine, I think. And he said, well, you want me to help you stand your bike up? I said, yeah, if you don't mind. So it's one of the things I love about that bike. It is light. Honestly, if he hadn't come along, I think I could have easily stood it up without him. But the two of us, no problem whatsoever. Even in that little ditch. Well, he said, how bad is it? I said, I don't know. We're going to have to get out of this ditch and see. He said, well, we can get a chain or something. Maybe we can pull it out. I said, well, hold on. Let's first. I turned the key on and, bless it. It just fired right up like it was nothing. Just perfect. Said, now let's see if we can get out of this ditch. And get out of the ditch a couple feet tall. I mean, it's a pretty steep ditch, but thank you, Suzuki. Just drove out of there like it was nothing. So we're back on the highway. Put the kickstand down, getting off, kind of doing a walk around, evaluating. On the side of the road, it's the hardest to see if there's any damage done, because you've got, first of all, your mind's not working right. You got emotions, you got adrenaline, and you've got dirt and mud packed in, and it's hard to get a good sense. But I could see that the right hand front mirror and turn signal, it was dangling. So I reached and unplugged it, and and I think, let's see, my front brake lever, it's a little bent. Not bad. There's some scratches on the tank. Nothing bad. I figured all the fairings would be busted up, and I figured plastic would just be shattered, but no, not really at all. It's surprisingly good shape. I thought when I get home, get it cleaned up, that's when I'll see everything. Well, he seemed to have someplace to be, and he, made sure I was all right, and I had a way to get home. And I said, yeah, I'll be okay, so don't worry about it. So he headed off. So okay, let's get going. So I get on it, I start to take off, and the left foot peg, I guess, is folded up because I'm reaching, not putting my foot on anything. And I'm trying to unfold it there without really looking at it while I'm going down the road. Finally, after a couple hundred yards, I got to pull over. Well, I look and it's gone. It is completely gone. Like, what the heck? And I could see where there's part of a bracket that has been snapped off. I said, oh man. Okay, so looks like I'm going to have to replace a foot peg and a mirror turn signal combination. Well, I thought, okay, let's just get home for now. So I drive home. At this point, I'm probably still 100 miles from my house. I still with a bunch of curves to go to get back home. I mean, I still got to go through national forest, all these roads and everything. It's not going to be fun while trying to hold up one leg. If you've ever ridden while holding one leg up, because there's no place to put your foot with that one peg gone. So, I mean, my foot's just dangling for a while, dragging it on the highway for a while. Every turn to the left, I'm just got no place to put that foot. It's just an absolute horror. When you're trying to shift gears, your foot's not where it's supposed to be, so you can't find the gear shift. Taking off, it's just an absolute chore. It was just a mess to get home. I mean, I could not get home soon enough. It was just killing me. So I got it home and started looking. Okay, let's see what it's going to take to replace this foot peg. I get online. I wasn't going to get aftermarket parts. I actually looked at OEM parts. And I found a place that broke them down. That foot peg, there was a bracket that held another bracket that held a yoke that had a carter pin, that had a spring, that had it was 6 different pieces or whatever. And they were going to get pretty pricey. Man, just that one little bracket broke. I should have, if I'd have been in my right mind, I'd have looked and picked up all the pieces that were good. Well, I looked at everything, and the next weekend, I thought, you know what, I'm going to go back. So I took the car this time, and I drove back up there to the scene of the crime. thought I'm gonna have to look forever to find this, but I just walked up to where the bike landed, and it was right there by the road. I mean, just perfect, clean as a whistle. Really, it snapped off clean. It didn't even really have scratches on it. So I picked it up, brought it back, and I found the little bracket that I was missing. I could see exactly what needed to be replaced then. And I think it ended up costing me about, I don't know, I think $17, $25, something like that. Not bad at all. Whereas the whole thing was going to end up costing me, I think, about $150. So, I mean, I easily saved $125 for 4 hours worth of driving, and it was worth it. Now, the turn signal, on the other hand, you had to buy, the lens separate, the screw separate. Luckily, I'd kept the plug-in where the actual bulb goes. That saved me quite a bit. But I couldn't just buy the end that broke off. I had to buy the entire mirror assembly. And I think that was about $1 1.25, something like that. And replacing it. Oh man, there ain't a good video online that really shows you how. You had to take the front windshield out, you had to take the actual gauges off so you get to it, and then you just barely had any wiggle room to get it. They had it ran back behind things. Getting it unplugged and plugged back in was an ordeal. And I wish I'd have filmed that, but unfortunately I had a couple people helping me, and by helping me I mean get in my way. So finally got it back together. So this was the first day that I had the opportunity, got her back together, and it was a nice day, so I thought take advantage of it and try it out. I actually did have to make a trip, as you can see on the video. It's a pretty long trip, and you can see this road gets a little curvy, nothing like the other one. And I actually could have taken that other one to this spot, but I didn't want to be out really in the middle of nowhere in case there was some stress fractures or something that broke that didn't really show up. That I didn't want to be on the side of the road stranded waiting for a car to come by. This one at least was well traveled, and such a beautiful day, it was well traveled by motorcycles all day. Now that I know it ran, I mean, it still looks great, honestly, it really does. But I don't know how well you can see it in the video here, but at one point I stopped at an overlook, and it was crowded. I mean, it's a beautiful day, people out driving around, lots of motorcycles, and I stopped this overlook. One thing the Suzuki does, if you're in any gear other than neutral and you put the kickstand down, it shuts the motor off. So that's how I always kill the bike. That way I know it's in gear when I have it on the kickstand. I don't have to worry about it rolling. And I pull up, and I do. I mean, I put the kickstand down, it shuts the bike off, and I go to get off, and I don't know what happened. It got put back in a neutral, and it rolls just far enough that it rolls off the kickstand and just comes over. Luckily, it came over towards me, and I was able to catch it before it hit the ground. But I'm trying to stand it back up. Getting off of it. My back's to it. I didn't have a good grip, and it's rolling because it's in neutral. And I'm doing it right in front of 3 people on motorcycles just standing there watching me. So first of all, I felt like an idiot. And second of all, I'm thinking, these people were 10 feet from me. Not one of them lifted a finger to help, which I thought was kind of tacky. But hey, again, as I said earlier, it's not a heavy bike. I was just kind of in an awkward position, and I ended up just looking like a fool. But as I told my wife, if a bike's been on the road, there's a good chance it's been down on the road. So I didn't expect it to look perfect forever. I knew it was going to be a matter of time but I'd like for it to have been a little bit longer. And luckily, I didn't have to replace any huge fairings or put it into the shop or anything like that. I honestly didn't even do enough damage to cover the deductible, so there was no even insurance. And more importantly, didn't get hurt. I mean, yeah, I got a big burn. Pretty sure I broke my foot. It was black and blue there for a while. and may actually have a rock still embedded in it. But all in all, I think I came out pretty good. I mean, I've had worse motorcycle wrecks back when I was a teenager. But now that I know, you know, you got to get back on the horse, so that's why I went out for a ride today, just to make sure everything's sound. And now that I know it's all good and the weather's still good, maybe for another month or so, maybe I can get some more videos in. So that was the incident. That's why the lag in videos, so maybe they'll start picking up. Alright, well, I think that's all for now. Maybe I'll see you out on the road. If not, I'll see you back on YouTube. Alright, I'll catch you next time. This is the Fonz from Gorilla Grunt, signing off.